I do it for the love first, peep the intentions, man. I spit game, but you never learn no lessons, man.
Goddamn, we back at it. Nasir Jones. Nas is back at it with a 5th consecutive album between him and Hit-Boy, Magic 2. The original Magic came out back in late 2021. I believe Christmas Eve was the official date that album came out. Thoroughly enjoyed that album. I did a full album reaction to that, so definitely check it out. Link up here, probably link down below. He's also, with him and Hit-Boy, releasing several other projects, several other albums. The King Disease series, 2020, which is the first version. That's the first time we got King Disease. Nas and Hit-Boy came together. King Disease 2 came out the following year, and then late that year, of course, we got the original first Magic. Towards the end of last year, back in November, we got King Disease 3, which is, I think, after going and listening through all 3 of them, I think King Disease 3 is the best King Disease out of all of them so far. But it makes sense, though, because the third verse, they keep iterating more. Some people say, oh, the second one's a little bit better, the first one could be a little bit better. But for me, personally, I think that the third version is my favorite King Disease between Nas and Hit-Boy. But nonetheless, the Magic one, the Magic album, also did a reaction to, now that I think about it, also did a full album reaction to King Disease 3. So definitely check out the first Magic and then the King Disease 3 full album reaction reviews. But the first Magic, like I mentioned, thoroughly enjoyed that. Out of all the albums that Nas and Hit-Boy came out, the 4 albums that came out, Magic is personally my favorite out of all of them. It's nice, short, concise, condensed. Nas was absolutely snapping. Hit-Boy on the production, absolutely going crazy as well. It was nice and short. It's only like, I believe it was like 9 songs on that album. And that personally for me, I think the perfect sweet spot between 4 albums, like 12 to 15 tracks. Maybe you could push the 18 with just like skits or something, but I think 12 to 15 is the perfect sweet spot. But if we go a little shorter, and keep it nice and short and concise, I'm thoroughly enjoying that. This album, Magic 2, the sequel to the original Magic, is 11 songs. Technically, the last song, One Mic, One Gun, is a track from last year. I remember we had Nas and 21 Savage kind of had a loose beef, but it was more like a disagreement or a misunderstanding, etc., etc. But they came together for a track nonetheless, and I disappointed myself I didn't do a reaction to that song, because that song is definitely a banger. That was definitely one of those songs where I came out and like late at night and I was tired, didn't feel like making a reaction. This always happens. Sometimes there's a song that comes out and I see it, I'm just like, I'm too tired right now. Sometimes I go through it, sometimes I don't. That was one of the instances I didn't do reaction. I wish I did a reaction to One Mic, One Gun. But I'm not going to do a reaction to here because we already know the song. The song has been out for 8 months or so now. So I'm not going to do a reaction to that. But we're going to do the reaction to the rest of the 10 other songs. Which the songs have no features besides Offer Hours, which has 50 Cent on there. So I'm thoroughly interested to see what that track's going to be about. Because 50 Cent, legend, Nas and 50 Cent come from New York City. So it's going to be 2 New York City brethren from different, I guess you could say, decades, for Nas being in the 90s and the 50 Cent coming from the early 2000s. It's going to be interesting to see how they come together track and how that track is going to sound. 50 Cent ever rap over a Hit-Boy beat? I don't think so. So that's definitely going to be interesting. So Nas, Hit-Boy, and 50 Cent on track. That track's going to be crazy. But all the other songs got no features on here. So once again, Nas controlling the narrative from his own albums. The first King Disease and the second King Disease had features on it. The third King Disease had no features on it. Magic had that one song with A$AP Rocky and DJ Premier, but all the other songs had no features. So it's kind of synonymous with the Magic series having no features for the most part on there. But yeah, I think I accidentally clicked the song there. But okay, with all that being said, I think it's about time to hop into his man Nas. I consider the greatest rapper of all time, because what him and Hit-Boy have done, this would be the 5th album in the last 3 years they released together. So I think the way he been rapping and snapping and cracking and popping on us for the last 3 years for 5 albums now, it's safe to say he's the greatest of all time. I just gotta put that out there out the gate. But with all that being said, I guess we hop on to the reaction of the album. But first, my disclaimer, there's going to be a full album reaction review to an album, so which means there's going to be a lot of jumps, cuts, and skips throughout the title of the video. It's not something I want to do. It's something I have to do to avoid copyright and the video getting blocked and sounds being muted. It might be later on in the video, you might see like a random part of the section of the video might be muted because of copyright, and I just something I had to do just to keep the video up live so it won't be blocked. It's just the record labels and YouTube, copyright, UMG, yada yada yada. I do this every time when I say I do a full album reaction review. Just something I don't want to do. It's something I have to do. Just make the video up. I've been trying to keep the best parts as best as I possibly can. It's gonna be timestamps down below, so you want to go to a specific song. It's gonna be timestamps throughout the entirety of the video, so you go to a specific song if you want to listen to it or not. But all that being said, I think it's time. It's been a lot of talking. Nas and Hit-Boy for the 5th album in the span of 3 years. The sequel to the original Magic. Magic 2. Alright, right out the gate, the first track is Intro. Just nice intro, nothing too crazy. Let's see what this track is all about. 39 seconds long. 39 seconds short. So technically, we're only going to do 99 songs since it's so short.
So that's why I'm hip-hop, because everything they rap about, I am about that.
Nice little intro right there, nothing too crazy. Let's go and carry on with the next track. The next track is Abracadabra. You know, it reminds me of, who remember Half Baked? I believe it's Half Baked with Dave Chappelle, that movie. Towards the end of the movie, he was like, Abracadabra. That was the safe word for the police to come in and break through. He was like, Abracadabra, Abracadabra. Half Baked is one of those movies, like, it's kind of like How High. What is this? One of those movies, like, it's not the biggest movie out there, but it has its funny moments. That was definitely one of its funny moments. But Abracadabra, let's happen to the track.
I feel a lot of hate since I've been creating a hit. I'm feeling a lot of hate since I've been creating a hit.
They've been creating masterpieces.
They gonna try me, they on my body, no Illuminati. No way to describe me, no other word other than godly. I'm running back to back to back to back, ain't no one beside me. Do rag energy, I'm on the wave, you niggas can't.
Not do-rag energy, wait with it, no cap. Oh my god, we're out the gate. Out the gate, Nas said I'm in new form. He said in the previous albums, I'm in rare form. I don't know what Hit-Boy has Abracadabra hypnotized Nas into, but the way this man is just absolutely snapping to the last, I don't know what got into this man. This is why I consider him the greatest of all time. Because out of nowhere, seemingly so, this man is going absolutely insane, back to back to back to back, like he mentioned. And not to mention, he's already teased that King Disease 4 is going to be coming out sometime, maybe later this year or next year. Which is absolutely insane. It's going to be 6 albums that him and Hit-Boy come together. It's just absolutely insane. Nas, you are definitely in rare form.
Generation don't listen to Nas, don't listen to rap. Spit on my platinum plaques. Hit-Boy in the drum and the bass. Nobody jump on the stage. R.I.P. trouble, but niggas is acting like they was in trouble today. It should be ashamed of y'all list. I put some pain into this. I put my veins, blood, bone, soul.
I don't know what that is in the background. I don't know if it's just regular piano keys or do-do-do-do-do. Kind of sound like a I don't know, like a side scroller, like Nintendo game, like you fighting the boss with the piano keys sound like in the background. I started getting flashbacks to my childhood playing side scrollers with those bosses, man. The bosses they have like infinite health bar that takes forever to go through. A little flashback will be right through, a little bit of nostalgia. Let's carry on.
2020 when we did the first one, 5-hour run, now the cursed one, that's a blessed one. By the time y'all hear this, we be halfway through the next one.
Oh, look, King Disease 4 on the way.
I'm doing magic, can you escape? I gotta say what it is, I've been the one taking the risk.
God.
Ain't no way we can miss. Ain't no way we can miss.
Y'all haven't yet.
I'm running it back to back to back to back, ain't no one beside me.
Hit-Boy. Hit-Boy. To this day. To this day. That's a classic beat. And that's Abracadabra. Obviously, that's not the intro track into the album, but that's a nice first track into it with just Nas once again just absolutely solidifying that he's in rare form. He's rapping his ass off. Like I mentioned earlier during the middle of the song, I don't know what got into this man. I don't know what kind of Abracadabra hypnotism, psychocism, psychoanalysis the Hit-Boy got into Nas, but him just doing absolutely insane. This being the 5th album, and like Nas mentioned, King Disease 4 is halfway done already, which is what, 6 albums in the span about 3.5 years or so with King Disease 4. Absolutely insane to think about. Abracadabra thoroughly enjoyed the track. The next track we got is Offer Hours featuring 50 Cent. Like I mentioned earlier on the video, I'm very interested to see how this track's gonna form together. 2 legends from New York City. If you don't know, I'm living in Trenton, New Jersey. I got the map of Trenton right down there. If you can see it a little bit, I'm from Trenton, New Jersey. I'm roughly like hour and a half or so, nice little train ride away from New York City, so I'm very close. So that's why boom and bap style hip hop, 90s golden era style hip hop is where my heart lives. So 2 hip hop legends hailing from New York City, close to where I'm living right now, coming together for a track. It's absolutely insane to think about. So all that being said, Office Hours, Nas, 50 Cent, Hit-Boy in production. Let's hop into it.
Shit just flowing like water.
Let it flow.
Hip-hop's back. Escalator over 808, so fatal over samples. I go yayo. The paper offers hours all day. I'm from the hood that started the year. Go and check it.
Yer.
Starts after I kill, I resurrected it. Chest is lit, freezing, I'm polar vortexing it. Got it crispy, I'm gonna step from the business. I feed the people cause I love the people. 2 series at once, yeah, let's run the sequel. If I really gotta dumb it down for something.
That makes it even crazier. Not only is he doing King Disease, the series being the 4th album coming out sometime in the next year or so, but also said, well, I'm gonna do a little side. Not only we doing full length albums, we doing also a side track in between the full length albums that gives us the Magic series. This is absolutely insane. Nas and Hit-Boy. I don't know. It's just insane to think about, y'all. It's just insane to think about.
Multitasker, I don't need an OG pass. See, my trajectory is everlasting, like Curtis Jackson. Hit water,
Hey.
rap what I live, I sleep good, I have no vendettas. We the reason you spell it Y with capital letters. Listen, and for them, they gon' miss him sad. They say they stop his heartbeat, like his arteries clogged from feasting on some heartbeat.
Ooh, okay, 50. Okay, 50 coming on in. Hey. Oh, you ain't give us more 50? You gonna hold us back like that? That's all you gonna give us a little bit like that?
We should go out. We rich as a motherfucker.
Man, I wish 50 Cent got a longer verse. You that? Fredo. And that's Office Hours feature 50 Cent. Man, that track could be a lot better. I think 50 Cent could have definitely had a longer verse. His verse was like maybe 16 bars, if that. I wish he had a longer verse. He just started speaking on the mic. He started being like Puff Daddy, just P Diddy on the mic, just start talking. Like give me bars, man. Give me some bars. Give me some lyrics, man. He just talking on the mic right now. I wish I could give him a little bit. Either way, it was a solid track between 2 New York hip hop legends, coming from Nas being in the 90s. 50 Cent coming from the early 2000s, and they both coming from Queens, I believe. I know Nas is definitely from Queens. I believe 50 Cent's from Queens. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe 50 Cent did mention Queens during this verse there. But yeah, Nas and 50 Cent. Is this their first track ever done together? Either way, it's been long overdue. 2 hip hop legends, not only in the hip hop community, but also hailing from New York City, repping the same borough in Queens. Thoroughly enjoy that track. Next track we got is Black Magic. The album is called Magic 2, sequel to the original Magic. The track is called Black Magic. See what this track is all about.
She having nightmares sleeping next to me, waking up unexpectedly. And it's crazy that I really woke up and bought the whips, tapped her on the shoulder, don't believe it. Super time I slide out, super squeaky, always keep my sneakers clean. Back home, late night, iPhone on D&D. Shorty sleeping, never got a wedding ring, the life that she engaged to. Change cars, nightlife, that's what she a slave to.
Ooh.
Now it's time to feed. No good deed goes unpunished. It's the bummiest, dumbest life, got bad luck and abundance. If I was you, I would watch who I give my power to. I don't make no coward moves. My solutions, fuck tubbins. World addicted to black music. Black culture, that's black magic. It's way more than fat asses who train bigger, who caught them. Evil in the atmosphere, let's hit it with the sage.
And that's Black Magic. That track was alright. As you can see there, I didn't really stop it that much as I usually per se do. That track was alright. Yeah. The production wasn't too crazy, nothing too like exciting. Pretty simplistic, pretty with the sample, of course. Black Magic and the subject matter, just making sure everything clean and prosperous. You mentioned sage throughout the chorus there, just making sure you cleanse yourself, make sure you have all your orders, make sure all your chickens in order. Shout out to Marshawn Lynch, make sure all your chickens are good. Yeah, so it's nothing too crazy. Maybe y'all agree, maybe y'all disagree. I don't know. That track was not too crazy for me in my perspective. But the next track we got is Motion. So Motion, let's hop into the track.
Test.
1, 2. That beat sounds familiar. I believe Logic used that beat or sample style for a track that I can't remember off the top. I believe it's from Vinyl Days, which I got the vinyl for. You probably can't see because it's dark as hell in that corner for Vinyl Days. Maybe if any Logic fans watching right now, you could remember that beat pattern. I can't remember. That album is so goddamn long, but I still love it. This is my top 3 album, Vinyl Days. But yeah, that beat pattern definitely sounds familiar. But let's continue on with the track.
Yo, I might spit.
I just remember, is it Rogue One? I believe it's Rogue One. I believe it's Rogue One for that beat pattern. Let's continue on either way.
Then you can cast the spell. This backfires, they said.
Black Magic.
Know that check coming 500 a piece smoothly. And yo, that shit behooves me. They need to bring back.
Behoove. Oh my God.
But trying to stop us, you can't. Like my man said, we have emotion. We have emotion. We have emotion. Me and him, we have emotion. Have emotion.
Yes, y'all are. Yes, y'all are.
Best friends chill by the pool, lay belly dancing, lamping, throwback sweatsuits from Grambling, black and white night dunks, them clean pandas. The dances in the flesh of vessel. I'm not obsessed with death. I manifest what's best. I'm ghetto tested, blessed. I'm having motion like an 18 wheeler out on a turn motion like Flavor Flav in the eye.
Flavor Flav. It's the big ass clocks.
And y'all ain't having no motion. It's all over, like when the show ends.
And that's motion. I like that track a little bit better more than the Black Magic. I like the energy the energy, the production itself, of course. Like I said, the beat power. I believe it reminds me of Rogue One from Vinyl Days from Logic. And then of course to supplement that, Nas absolutely slide on the beat with his little faster flow and the high intensity and the energy in his voice and his vernacular. Use a fucking behoove, goddamn SAT word right there. Behoove. It's the behoove of you to get this thing done. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed Motion. The next track is Bokeem Woodbine. Don't know what the fuck that is. Is it a material? Is it a verse? Is it what the? Someone comment down below what Bokeem Woodbine is. I'm not gonna do that right now for the sake of y'all's sake, but y'all can comment down below what the hell that is. Yeah, Bokeem Woodbine. Let's hop into the track. Some reggaeton? Some dance hall? Okay.
But that just surrounds my style. Then I party like I'm Tony in the South Beach house. Bars hitting
Tony
on the
Montana.
house. I drew attention with artistic vision. Making a decision like Alonzo did to Joshua and Jason's lyric. I think I
What a reference.
Put the pain inside the music cause I know they listen. Remember I sat on Coogee rap couch, Draco give about what the rap out. Snapping like Krishan the Blueface. Trading bars with the gods.
Always beating each other up.
I bent off good wine like Bokeem Woodbine. Home reading the script, lighting up from a good line. Not no cocaine, this that crack though. She asked for my passcode, she got what she asked for. Ouch. I know some good like razor blades and lemon juice.
That's gonna sting. Yeah, that's gonna sting. Razor blades. I'm gonna come at you. Razor blades and lemon juice. Shout to Norbit.
And you be swearing you that boy. Then why shorty got you waiting? Ouch. Ouch.
Ouch. That's right. And that's Bokeem Woodbine. Thoroughly enjoyed that track there. Nice little solid track there. Nas was absolutely snapping the slide on there. And I definitely like the sample from Hit-Boy on that track. That sample was definitely good. And it definitely all the synonyms and metaphors that Nas was using for to get the point across, saying ouch at the end every time. It was absolutely hilarious. The next track we got is Earvin, Magic Johnson. Good old Magic Johnson. Still living with HIV for the better part of 40 years at this point. Damn. Yeah, time is flying by. I mean, I'm only 25 years old, but of course we all know the story of Magic Johnson, of course. So that man's still living. That man's still kicking it. Still kicking it with HIV. Shout out to him. Around Magic Johnson. Let's hop into the track. He's a legend though. It's Magic Johnson. He's an absolute legend. Remember when he left the Lakers? So he quit being like the vice president of the Lakers or something like that. Remember he said, "I'm not gonna be here." Absolutely hilarious. But let's hop into the track.
On my Earvin, Magic Johnson, I'm in the prizes. From 42nd Street, days of pimps wearing suede loafs. That McDonald's is still there where we had to trade blows. Then I stood on stage, the celebration. Funny, we the same age and we just
50 years of hip hop, baby.
Word the head, word the dealer, Milk D. I'm top billing cookies.
That beat switch. Y'all know I love me some beat switches. And when he just the energy came out with the track and it just slowed it down, and it would slow it down, slow tempo, y'all. Shout out to J Dilla for the sample, you know. R.I.P. J Dilla, absolute legendary producer. Just slow it down real quick. Make sure y'all hear me. Make sure let me relax y'all real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Ran my skillet and they rearranged my bolts, trying to make me out the villain. Have you jammed up like what you spread on toast? Here's a dose of that damn poke. We don't smell y'all smoke, y'all should try a different approach. Overweight pockets for my niggas till the scales tipping. Get it? On my Earvin,
Bringing it back.
family ties, squad ties, money ties.
Shout out to Baby King, Kendrick Lamar, Family Ties.
Plus I wear the scars from the streets, stuck in the mark of the beast. I know some brothers doing like they say, not talking for me.
Woo!
I'm throwing George Washington's cause we them ones.
That's nice. That's nice.
At the forum like a Magic and Kareem on the floor, Pat Rally on
What a combination that was.
I can't trust you built from Cuban links unless we tied it.
And that's Earvin Magic Johnson. Thoroughly enjoyed that track. Definitely enjoyed the intensity of the track. Then slowed it back down. Bringing it back with intensity, slow it back down. I definitely love the oppositeness, the polarness, the yin and yanginess of that track, and the energy that Nas brought on there. Earvin Magic Johnson, shout out to him, absolute legend. Still, like I said, still living with HIV and AIDS, still kicking it out here. And the combination of him, his career, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, absolutely insane. They short-lived the time of them together at the Lakers. The Lakers is like one of those historic franchises. I believe they got the most. Them and the Boston Celtics had the most like NBA championships. Just the number of the names, the historical names that play for a Lakers jersey, from the historic past all the way to the present with LeBron James, is absolutely insane to think about. Just think about Magic, Kareem, Wilt Chamberlain, I believe, Kobe, obviously. And yeah, currently LeBron era is just absolutely insane. The number of the absolute legends that play for the Lakers, wore the Lakers jersey, is absolutely insane. Earvin Magic Johnson, 30, enjoy the track. The next track, we're down to the last 3 tracks. Like I said, One Mic, One Gun. I'm not going to react to is that song we already had for a extended period of time. The next track we got is, for the third to the last track, is What This All Really Means. Is he about to get introspective on this? Let's see you find out.
I finally see what it all means.
Title of the track.
The feeling of the first time seeing your name on the flyer, it just was yesterday. Picture that on the day you retire. And it's still shades that play with the fire. Product of the 80s, product my lawn store for the lady. I'm a carnivore, constantly come with concepts to pay me. I'm responsible. That
beat drop definitely hit. And yeah, this track is definitely gonna be introspective track. This track gonna get me my feelings. This thing gonna get me thinking. This track's really gonna get me like thinking way back. Gonna think about my childhood, the progress I made in my life. This track gonna get me thinking, y'all. This track gonna get me introspective. I'm supposed to be listening to the Nas introspective. It's gonna get me introspective. Goddamn.
Ideas come and go away, but I already thought them. So years later, they still knew when I go record them. I done hooked up with them, and that's the way I always been since I was 17. I finally see what this all really means. Did a double album when Nipsey met me to do a doc about it before he departed. He talked to Stout about it too, cause he was part of that project. Yeah.
R.I.P. Nipsey.
80 years old, I'm still gonna have a chain of kilo weight. Speedos on the beach.
80 years old, you and Hit-Boy are gonna be releasing King Disease 15. I think I seen a meme like that once. It was like, if the year is 2050, Nas and Hit-Boy is releasing like King Disease 30. It seems like on the pace, that's what it seems like they gonna do, because they ain't stopping. They gonna be having King Disease 50, right? And it's gonna be Magic 25. Because it seems like they ain't stopping anytime soon. They ain't stopping anytime soon right now. My man, almost 50 and rapping like this is insane.
I finally see what this all really means. It's everything for the hard times. Tough people last, tough times don't.
Facts. And that's what all this really means. Thoroughly enjoyed that track. Like I said, it was a nice little introspective track there. That first beat drop was absolutely insane, and definitely just one of those tracks where Nas just reflects on his life, the things that he's done, the career, the trajectory that he's had. Like he mentioned, he said he's in his 3rd prime, which is absolutely thinking about someone could be in the. We always say like, oh, they're going through their 2nd prime right now. This man say I'm going through my 3rd prime, which is like absolutely insane. Like I said before as well, Nas and Hit-Boy. It's gonna be 2050. They're gonna be releasing King Disease 50. It's gonna be absolutely hilarious to see they keep going like this, because this is like, it seemed like they ain't stopping. Like Nas said, he's in rare form. He's in rare form. He's the third prime. He ain't stopping anytime soon. It's a nice little introspective track from what this already means. Now we're down to the second to the last track we're doing here. Slow It Down. Slow It Down. It sounds like he about to hit us with some R&B. Nas on the R&B? On R&B kick? That's what it seems like. We say slow it down. It's about to be R&B kick. Let's find out what this track is all about.
And I'm a junkie, and that's my fix, money.
Nas like the NASCAR lines could only be seen from a pop. Only the true understand me, but I see him as family. Let's throw a nickel at the wishing well rappers. Watch us sink to the bottom, and I wish them all happiness.
Whoa.
I'm in the cut, never had to get the youth to relate for the bad. It's since they smarter than us, they know Nas was once they age. Made they pay grade, the youngster fade. Let's play a game, I hand you a king of diamonds. The hand is faster than the eye, check in your pocket. Was I moving too fast for you? Slow it down.
Slow it down a little bit. Slow it down a little bit.
Upon closer inspection, they really are non-threatening. I bomb first and I stretch it. I'm noticing that they notice me. Gun in a mean mug, it was slow to speak. Now my whole means over cold sake and Kobe beef. But Nas and all the subjects, it's hard for you to catch up with.
Ooh.
Slow it down. Slow it down.
You gotta slow it down because it's hard to catch up with.
I might be moving at light speed. I landed icy and Iceland is icy.
And that Slow It Down, that's a nice little introspective track. I actually enjoy that track more than what this already means. It's in the title of the track itself, man. Sometimes you need to slow it down. You know, we always go in our day-to-day lives, always trying to move fast. People always trying to do the next goal, accomplish one goal, set another 10 goals, accomplish those 10 goals, set another 100 goals. You know, we always trying to do the next thing. But sometimes you gotta slow it down. Enjoy what you do have. Be grateful for what you do have. Be respectful of what you do have. Respectful of others. Respectful of your time. You know, we always trying to go do one thing at another, one thing another, stack one thing and stack on another thing. They have a whole bunch of things on our shoulders that we can't all carry on. So we go, oh, guys, gotta slow it down. Put things down at one at a time. Come back to it another time. We may not have all the time in the world, but we got some time. We got some time to put things to a side. Then we come back for it another time. So sometimes you just gotta slow it down. Now we're down to the last track. Pistols on your album cover. It's Nas taking shots at somebody. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Pistols on your album cover. I don't know. I'm just assuming he may take shots at the hip hop community, because you know a lot of hip hop community rappers, a lot of rappers and influencers passed away. It seems like so damn near every month some significant rapper or significant person in the hip hop community is being gunned down somewhere, shape, or form. So maybe this could be first. I don't might be looking into things too deep. The last track that we're gonna be listening to today for Magic 2. Pistols on your album cover. Let's close this thing out. That sounds familiar. That melody sounds familiar. Ooh, classic. Shout out to Jay-Z and Ether. Ooh, classic.
I'm gonna get at these dudes though. History revisionists, they put themselves where they didn't dwell. I was there, so them almost shit themselves. A symposium with my bros in them. That mean we kick it with official bros. My journey was great but difficult. What is life if it isn't both?
Ooh, that's facts. That is facts. What a way to close out the album. Magic 2, Nas and Hit-Boy, back at it again for the fifth album in the span of 3 years. Not to mention King Disease 4, like Nas mentioned early on in the album. Already halfway completed. Absolutely insane to think about. Magic 2. This album is not as good as Magic 1. I'll get that out the gate. Definitely enjoy Magic 1. I think that Magic 1 is still my favorite out of all the albums that Nas and Hit-Boy has released in the last 3 years now. But this is the first first listen, first reaction to it, first impressions, etc., etc. So obviously I gotta give it some more listens, but right out the gate is definitely not my favorite between the two of them. Production is definitely something that was not as favorable as the previous albums were. I think the original Magic had better production. King Disease 3 definitely had better production. But if I had to give it a rating, I would give it like a 7 out of 10. I heard Nas go harder. I think King Disease 3, he was definitely going harder. Hit-Boy and Nas was definitely going harder on the King Disease series in period. But definitely on King Disease 3, they was definitely absolutely going crazy. So I definitely did think they went harder on that album than they did on this one. I definitely still thoroughly enjoyed Magic. If I had to give it a rating, I would give it like a 7 out of 10 on the first impressions, first reaction, and review to it. But it could grow on me, it could lessen on me. It depends on the time. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Definitely follow me on Twitter if I do put like a further review with like a few days or a few weeks after. Definitely follow me on Twitter. If I had to rank it amongst like the discography from Nas and Hit-Boy together, the 5 albums, like I mentioned, Magic is still at number 1. I put King Disease 3 right underneath that. King Disease 2 and Magic can go intertwine. King Disease 2 and Magic 2 can go intertwine. And then I got King Disease 1. King Disease 1, besides like a few tracks, especially All Bad with Anderson .Paak, I listened to that track earlier today. All Bad with Anderson .Paak is absolutely a banger. But other than that, other tracks is like, like at the time, it's like, probably because I listened to them so many times. But All Bad never gets old. Anderson .Paak is just one of those cheat code features that always does that for tracks. Yeah, so I have to rank it Magic, King Disease 3, King Disease 2 maybe, and then Magic 2, like I say, it go intertwined between another one, and the first King Disease can be bottom line, which is interesting because King Disease 1, King Disease 1 is when Nas won his first Grammy, which is absolutely insane. It took damn near 30 years to win his first goddamn Grammy. Fucking hip-hop legend. Greatest of all time, like I said. This album still has him in the greatest of all time because him just absolutely going crazy. 5 projects now, 6 coming out maybe in like a year or so, and King Disease 4. Interested to see where that album is going to go because it seems like every King Disease gets better and better. Like I said, King Disease 3 is currently my second favorite out of all albums that Nas and Hit-Boy came together for the last 3 years now. Absolutely insane to think about that Nas is knocking on 50 now. Like he mentioned, in his third prime, absolutely snapping and sliding for us. I mentioned this throughout the entirety of the previous videos I did with Nas. This video I've mentioned many times. I don't know what Hit-Boy has inspired in this man. I don't know what kind of fire has been lit underneath this man. But he absolutely been snapping and sliding for us. But hey, keep snapping and sliding for us, Nas and Hit-Boy. Keep going. Keep going. I'll still be listening. I'll still be reacting to King Disease 30. I'll still be here. You be 80 years old, barely getting a verse out. And Hit-Boy still snapping on the production, and I'm still gonna be having like a goatee, like a great goatee on King Disease 30, but we still gonna be listening because it seems like you in rare form. It seems like you ain't stopping this slowing down. But yeah, to close it out, like I mentioned, definitely not. I definitely prefer the original Magic before this, but Nas is definitely still snapping and sliding on here. Hit-Boy is still snapping and sliding on the production. I just don't think it's as good as the previous Magic and King Disease 3 that we got late last year. I rate Magic 2 like a 7 out of 10. But yeah, I definitely like the short conciseness that Magic continues to be. I definitely think they should definitely keep it a short, concise album, as it is like a filler in between the King Disease series that we begin in virtually every year now. Comment down below what y'all think about the track. Oh, some of my favorite tracks. Some of my favorite tracks are Abracadabra. I think Abracadabra is my favorite track out of the whole album. Bokeem Woodbine was pretty good. The Magic Johnson track is pretty good. Slow It Down was pretty good. One Mic, One Gunner, which I didn't do reaction to because that track has already been out for now. And that whole storyline between him and 21 Savage is absolutely solid. How they come together for a track there. I wish more artists would do that. So Abracadabra, Bokeem Woodbine, Magic Johnson, Slow It Down, and One Mic, One Gun is probably my favorite tracks out of the whole album. So comment down below my favorites match up with your favorites. Maybe some other tracks that was your favorite that you like. How the hell you didn't enjoy this? How the hell you missed that lyric? Whatever the kids may be, comment all down below. And Nas, Hit-Boy, for the 5th album in 3 years and Magic 2, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, If you like the video, please like the video. I got more content like there's always coming soon, so please subscribe. Travis Scott released a track, his first single leading into Utopia. I'm gonna probably do reaction to that after I edit this video and get it up. Probably when that video is exported and uploaded, I'll probably do reaction to that with the Weeknd's feature and the Bad Bunny's feature. So I'll probably react to that. And then yeah, Utopia coming out in a couple weeks too. So definitely gonna be looking forward to that. Doing a full album reaction to that. It's gonna be a good time. I'll probably get like rent a new camera just to make it look high quality. Even though this is high quality, I'm trying to make it even more high quality for that. Because it's been 5 years since Travis Scott released a goddamn album. But Utopia's coming soon. It's coming soon. Nas, Hit-Boy, Magic 2, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Can't believe the high water they've been doing for the last few years. But until the next video.